As I'm scrolling through social media, I'm seeing more and more people post their goals for 2020 and for the more ambitious folk, their goals for the next decade. And one thing that I'm seeing more and more, and it's amazing because it's on every single list, is the yearn to take more risks. I really do think that's going to be the great goal of this decade, is people wanting to step outside of their comfort zone and realize the life that they aspire to. And as a person that's taking considerable risk in their personal and professional life, as well as having a multitude of conversations on the subject with friends and close associates, the one thing that holds a lot of people back, that's held me back for years from taking risk, is our natural tendency. I'll call it natural. Our natural tendency to solely play out the negative outcomes and scenarios from taking that leap, right? Before we even really make the step, we've already lost 1,000 times. Our life has already been ruined 100 times. And then we ultimately freeze up and don't take action. And while I don't have a problem with people considering the negative implications of their actions, the one thing that I do have a problem with, the one bone that I do have to pick, is for people who let negativity have the last word. You never want to be in a position or a scenario where negativity has the last word. So in order to combat that, what you do is ask a question that I've always asked myself, that I always suggest other people consider before making a big leap in. That question is simply, how can I minimize the downside? Right? How can I minimize the downside of taking that leap? How can I avoid those negative outcomes and scenarios to become realized? And the moment you think about that question, the moment you ask yourself and pose it to yourself, you'll begin to think about solutions. Maybe not in that moment, maybe not in that second, but soon, right? If not a day, then a week. If not a week, then a year. But you'll slowly begin to develop more constructive thinking and really orient yourself to a more positive place, right? Because now you're confronting those negative ideas. Now you're combating them. Now you're talking back. And that's what you want to do. You want to talk back to those negative thoughts. So for those of you that are really looking to make a change in 2020 and in the years to come, begin to ask yourself, how can I minimize the downside? Don't let negativity have the final say, and you'll realize that you'll have lived a much better and freer life. So how can I minimize the downside? Think about that and get back to me. Bye.